Happy Friday, boys and girls. My name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell, coming to you live on Memorex default route, default location. Today is day 3, the beginning of day 3 of my return to work. I'm not sure where I left off, but yesterday I made a video. I thought it was pretty good. Going over my feelings, how I felt, the first couple days or the first day or whatever. But it was no audio. I wanted to recreate it. I didn't feel like it. But anyhow, let me just start off by saying that my time off from disability, close to 3 months, seems to be very well worth it, or it worked. As I been saying, at least today, and yesterday and today, at this moment now, I feel like a renewed employee. I feel like almost a new person. I feel like a new person on the job. I'm doing things there. My attitude is completely flipped. I don't want to say that I enjoy the job, but I definitely can say that I don't enjoy it. I can definitely say that I don't, quote unquote, hate it. I can say that I do not like it. I was doing things and thinking things there that I haven't in years. One of the things I did was when I was working, handling the business and getting back into it, seeing everybody, getting settled back in. It did come back to me. A lot of it came right back to me. No problem. I guess I've been doing it for 10 years and not much has changed. So a lot of it came right back to me. But there was a few little things that I forgot, like where this was, or what's the name of that, or how do I find that? Just a few little things that I've done routinely for the last 10 years that I go, oh, okay, that's what that's at. But I got back into the swing of things, taking calls. That pressure or anxiety or pain, or whatever it was when a call came in, I didn't have anymore. Things seemed clearer. And even as I was working the last couple of days, I've been staying off my Facebook, there's a bunch of distractions I have that I had accumulated over time to where I would pull up and do to distract me, from work, to make the time go by and be doing something else. But to keep my mind occupied. Like I work on videos or look at pictures, whatever. I don't want to do any of that. Only thing I want to do is concentrate on the job in front of me. I just let my phone sit there. I wasn't checking Facebook that much, maybe once or twice during the day, whereas before I would be checking it constantly, or I just take a pause and look at a video to see, check the quality of the video. Just, busy stuff, busy Jeffery TV stuff to distract me. I don't want to do any of that. I want to focus head on, straight, me, one-on-one with the job. And it felt good. It felt so good that I was even thinking about going back to school, learning something, taking tests. Not so much to get promoted, because I don't want to get promoted. The idea would be to move to another department or another job. The idea would be to get off the phones. At least that's what it was before I left, and that still may be the overlying thing. But the way the last 2 days has been, it may not be, because the phone calls no longer, no anxiety, no dislike, no negative feelings, no heavy feelings when that phone rings and I hear somebody's voice at the other end of the line. Yesterday there was, I'm not 100% yet. And I'm still, get back into it. Yesterday I had a kind of a big one where the guy's laptop wouldn't turn on. And I walked him through all the steps. I thought I covered all the angles. The guy was a tad frantic and wasn't 100% computer savvy, to put it mildly. He knew the routine, how to work the laptop. And to be honest with you, the way he was talking, it sounded like he may have a reputation or something going on, the way they watching him. His job may be in trouble or something. You can tell, sometimes you talk to people, they'll just let you know that they being watched. And they have a history of not getting the job done, or this or that or this or that. And you can hear it in their voice sometimes. So we went through everything, reset this, that, did this, walked them through all that, plug this, plug that back in, and it wouldn't cut on, this wouldn't cut on. I said, I'd never seen this before. So I sent an urgent ticket over to New York, maybe wire the guy a new laptop or something, whatever like that. And then I guess he fixed it later. He took it and he plugged it in. He said he changed the wall outlet. And that's something I wouldn't say basic, and I wouldn't say it's something I took for granted. It's something I definitely remember at least looking at, in that he said he tried it on 2 different docking stations. He said he had one downstairs and one upstairs. And in the way he was, talking the way he was hooked up, I said, is this on? Is this turned on? Is that turned on? He's like, yeah. But one thing he did say was, when he plugged in the power, no lights came on. No lights came on. And that, I probably should have caught and had him check that power thing. Because he said he changed outlets, but he didn't have a power adapter. He said he didn't have a power adapter. He was getting his power directly from the TV. Now the monitors have their own power. And laptops run off the power from the monitors now. And that USB-C is like a powerful thing. The new USB-C technology plug. So it's power, USB information, USB outlets go through there, display. The video for the display goes through there. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, and so that kind of hit me. I'm like, I should have caught that, because it was kind of a high profile thing. Because I made it like a high priority ticket, and I put it in a rapid response. So, my name was out there, and then have it turned around and be fixed or something like that. Now, other people may look at that and say, oh, well, it happens. But me, the standard I set for myself, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. I should, I'm thinking I should have caught that. But this is my second day back. So I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I feel like a new person. I do. I really do feel like a new person. And I have the energy or the motivation or the attention to go head on with the job, one-on-one. Head up, let's go. And I didn't have that before I left. I haven't felt this way since maybe 5-6 years, maybe, since I went permanent or some major change. Definitely had it when I first started. In fact, I had it intensely, like no other job I've ever had, for 2 years when I started this place. I was ready to step up to the challenge. That's a good way to put it. I was ready to step up to the challenge. And I still feel that way. I still feel that way. I don't want it I don't want the job to beat me down. And of course, I get back to work and people asking me, how was it? Did you get paid? Where'd you get the money from? You know, asking me ins and outs. One person said they actually want to go out themselves. So they want to, go out. They said they're going to go to HR tomorrow, this and that. And, people, congratulate me, come back and, say welcome back and et cetera, et cetera. I do, and I definitely feel like engaging. I feel like participating. I feel like being that guy. I just feel like being that guy again, coming back and just smashing it to the point where I want to come back and do such a good job that I create a new position for myself. I just want to come in and do such a high performance, so relevant and so crucial that I could get the influence or accreditation or whatever to start a whole new position. Just on sheer ability and personality and, just handling, getting things done. I even think about taking my ITIL test, because I think ITIL is a big thing there. So I might do that. ITIL is like, used to be, I think it's ISO 9000, it used to be called back in the day. They have like standards set for manufacturing or technical processes, so that everybody uses the same language. If you like, everybody speaks the same language, uses the same terminologies, same processes, across industry-wide, you can go from one to the other. And they try to set that as a standard. And then they have the tools you use, like the app that answers the phone, the app that routes the calls to your help desk system. Those you run under the ITIL standard, and it's all, pretty much standard across the board. They're trying to standardize it. So, our company is big on that. I might take that. And I feel energized. I really do feel like getting back into it and showing out. I think the word I used in the video yesterday, I want to show out. Show them just how goddamn good I am, how good I can be. And there's a lot of opportunity in the company. The thing is, I'm not leaving that company. I don't want to leave that company. I do not want to leave. The culture, I'm thinking, is unmatched. The professionalism, the way things handled, the size of the damn company, and the money I'm making, I don't want to leave. And the relationships I've established, et cetera, I don't want to leave. So I want to find out, and there is opportunity there. This company is, I ain't gonna say set up, but does seem to operate to where if I was to be that guy, if I was to step up and do this and do that and develop that I could probably develop a position and get it, pushed through. Because of the relationships I have with people like me, not like me, and I've shown the ability that where, hey, we could put him here to benefit us, and he wants to do it. And I definitely get the respect on both sides, up from supervisors and co-workers and such. So that's where I'm at. I'm like completely like a new employee. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. But the one yesterday when I didn't want to look at my Facebook. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to start that. I didn't want to start looking at videos that I made. I had so many distractions. I didn't want that. I wanted to stay on. I wanted to I wanted to try to go call after call after call. And knock wood, thank the universe, and we very rarely, never comment on this. The call volume wasn't as heavy as it seemed to had been before I left. I mean, it was actually time where, you know, like a minute or two, I'm talking like a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, where nothing was coming in, no emails, no chats, and no phone calls. It was like 1 minute here, 2 minutes there, 3 minutes there. You know, and that little break was refreshing. But in the morning when I started, chats kept coming in. Chat after chat. As soon as you put one down, another one comes in. As soon as you put one down, another one comes in. And that repetitious next one was one of the things that was getting to me. That was one of the definitely things that in the phone calls, these next, get to the next. It's the next one, all right, that one's done, finish. You're finished with that one, you process that one, on to the next one. There's like no, there's conclusion because you fixed the person's problem. I guess there's no time to digest it, no time to appreciate it or whatever the word is. No time to go through it or experience it or to, you know, get satisfaction from it. It's on to the next one. You got like 45 seconds. Close that ticket, boom, 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 on to the next one. You don't really have time to take a deep breath. And for a warrior like me, gladiator, that used to be not no problem. You know, that was no problem for 10 years, 8 or 9 years. And then it just started to get to be, you know, just a little too much. And that's when I had to go ahead and take my break. I just took it. I just feel good. I feel good. I feel really good. My weight is still down. I'm down to like, I think 201 today. 201, waking up. And if I, you know, do my usual weight loss, you know, on this walk, I'll be down below 200 easy. So I'm excited about that. And I got 2 days off and a 4-day week next week. So I'm kind of easing into it, you know. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. Yeah, I'm thinking about the paperwork I still got to submit to MetLife. Optum, my provider, doctor provider's having some challenges getting that stuff over there to them. I'm gonna call them again today. And they'll be, you know, business level apologetic about, oh, so sorry. I don't even like saying those words, paraphrasing or imitating somebody. I just don't say those words. Also listen to Ayn Rand, again, a couple interviews, just so definitive and absolute and unapologetic talking. And that's the way it should be. That's the way I used to be. But I softened over time just to make the message more palatable for the public. And I guess then it just became it's part of the culture out here actually, to speak in non-absolutes and so confidently and like, no, this is that. You're supposed to say, well, no, maybe here's what I think is it. You know, everything she speaks, I'm like, no, you know, she calls it out straight, a straight talk. It could be translation, because I believe an ex-girlfriend of mine, the Russian, I know I want to call her the Russian. That's what I call her, the Russian. She was speaking such straight, absolute deliberateness that I was really impressed. I liked it. I miss it. In fact, I miss conversations with her because if you asked her a question, you're gonna get the straightest answer you've ever heard in your life. And I really respected and enjoyed that. You ask her a question, you getting a direct answer. Whereas, I don't think, it was like a computer almost. Whereas I don't think I've ever experienced that. And that's kind of how she talks. And of course I want to say because they both Russian, blah, 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 but you know, and I do miss that. Been, you know, listen to that and existentialism and watched a video about Carl Jung. Been into philosophy a lot lately. So those things come up in my feed. Philosophers, Socrates, Google Spinoza. Listened to Richard Dawkins last night, talked to Matt Dillahunty. No, talked to Brian Greene actually. Richard Dawkins was talking to Brian Greene. I'm thinking about the origin of the universe of morals or something. I think it was, I can't remember, it was about morals, where morals come from atheistic standpoint versus theological, and beginning of life, how life began or whatever, something like that. And then at night I'm listening to Brian Greene's audio book on the creation and formation of the universe. You know, so that's what I kind of fill my time with, if I could say that. Or those are things that probably that I, you know, listen to when I sit down with my salad and my food. Go to YouTube first, see what's there, if anything catches me, and then really want to get back into a movie or a series, drama series, just to have, you know, something long format. It's intriguing, keeps moving from plot to plot. I've been watching The Righteous Gemstones. Like I said, I don't think comedy holds me like a good drama. Like I said, Paradise was the best. Paradise is one of my favorites. Dated Jackal's tremendous too. Andor, tremendous. There's a bunch of others. You know, of course, the Game of Thrones series, of course. A bunch of other ones, but Deadwood, that was the first one. But those that stand out right now. In fact, I had a list. I had a list of them that I fell off the list. Start doing it. So here we are. Happy Friday, am I here? Getting my steps. Rejuvenated at work. Again, I reiterate, right now. At least right now. And more, there's a lot of people there who are burnt out or getting there. There's more than a few. And I kind of knew that there was gonna be some people that's gonna come behind me and do the same thing. And my supervisor even made comments this way or that way. You know, because some people just have personalities that don't allow them to rest. Don't allow them to leave it at home, leave it work at work and have time. You know, some people just have a tendency to fill that space with something and to be constantly going. And even though it may not be something you enjoy or this or that, it takes energy. You know, taking on, you know, side projects, personal projects, this and that, and work, and you know, just fill their life up with so much that I'm like, oof, wow, of course you did. I was like, yeah, sure, sounds like you. But like I said, I know a lot of, not just any one single person few people who do that. Keep it moving. And I think I take my time off. I have my downtime, you know. I definitely have my downtime. I can't go there. I'm not overloaded with projects that I want to do or ideas. I either get them done or I don't. But I feel good, I feel renewed. I really do feel renewed, and I hope it lasts. Hope it lasts for the next 7 years. 7 years, delayed retirement, get that maximum Social Security, but then again, during the 7 years, it's not gonna be like I'm gonna be enslaved. You know, it's not like I'm gonna be a prisoner. You know, I'll still be living my life. I'll still be doing the things I want to do anyway. So I can work and still live my life pretty much to a very, 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 very satisfying degree. You know, even just from going back to Ohio every 2 months and seeing P-Funk and traveling, you know, using PTO to do this or do that, and getting some time here, weekends, even after work. Because like I said, 8 o'clock, work stays there. I don't bring work home with me. I don't do stuff extra, you know, it's not on my mind, it's done. When I punch out, it's over. So I got all that time until I punch back in. Actually, till about a half hour before I punch back in. Because I do, you know, start my work day 20, 30 minutes before I'm supposed to punch in, just to make sure my laptop is ready. Just in case there's any surprises. I don't want any surprises, and, you know, take my time. Even if I lock the computer and I go back home now and unlock it, and all my apps and tools are up right where they're supposed to be ready to work, I still want to go in there early, make sure it's connected, make sure there's no updates, all that. And I don't really check stuff, you know, I don't like test out this. I don't do any testing. I just, you know, look and go through the emails or something, whatever. Just to settle in. No surprises. So I feel good. I feel really good. It's a beautiful life, actually. It really is a beautiful life. For me, to have had that time, to have had such a good time with family and funk. And I'm trying to think, I keep thinking Detroit, Chicago, Cleveland. That was seeing P-Funk, I think, back in February. I think I did that in February. This trip, I saw him DC and Pittsburgh, and a bunch of times in California. I kind of get them mixed up. It's kind of a blur. So I remember Chicago was cold. Chicago was extremely cold. And that's when it hit me, the Windy City. That wind was cutting. And I know I've said it before, but that's to the degree it's been on my mind. It was an experience, to experience that. You know, I'm from California, and I ain't used to that anyway. But still, whew, bundled up. You know, I'm still, you know, I got clothes on, protection. Still, it cut through. Now we're experiencing Southern California, experiencing like I was in Ohio last time. Temperatures were a lot of rain. There was a lot of rain back there. I think it rained every day. But it rained every day, but it didn't rain all day. Sometimes it'd be just a drizzle, or sometimes, you know, the rain hard and stop and the sun would actually come out. Then it might rain again, or it might, you know, it could at least rain a little bit every day back there. And it was humid and hot at times. Come back to California. Gonna get up in the 80s today. So, you know, that's nice. It's nice. It's not, I was gonna say, it's not refreshing. Like when it stays down, maybe 70, 75, 77 or something like that. You know, it's a little warm, but it's comfortable. I like it warm and comfortable. That's why I overdress a lot of times on these walks. I didn't wear my sweat jacket today because I like to start off really warm, but it gets too warm. And then I don't want to take it off and tie it around my waist or have to do something with it. One time, I started off and I wore too much. Dude, I took it off and I hid it in the bushes and picked it up when I came back. And it was like one of my favorite walking jackets. It was like a designer one that a coworker gave me when he goodwilled me a bunch of stuff that I still wear to this day. It was like, so it had, you know, like stitched on letters and might have been FUBU or not FUBU, it was like a real one. One of those real brand names, heavy cloth with heavy material, but the zipper broke. So, you know what else I was thinking? This is I already kind of thought this out. I'm gonna call it a thought exercise. Not a thought experiment, but a thought exercise. When I make my Kool-Aid, I take the original package and the original directions. Call for 1 cup of sugar, 1 pack of Kool-Aid, and 2 quarts of water. What I've been doing for a very long time, and even when I go to my daughter's and, you know, we battle, and we have our discussions about it. Not battle, we have our discussions. It's her house, I can't battle. When she make her Kool-Aid, you know, we make a gallon, 4 quarts, so that's 2 packs. She makes it 2 packs, 2 cups of sugar, and 4 quarts of water. You know, that's the standard, that's the way you're supposed to make it. When I made it, I would make it there. I'm not sure, here's where I'm not sure if I use 2 packs of Kool-Aid and 1 cup of sugar and 4 quarts of water, or if I use 1 pack of Kool-Aid, 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar, and then double the water. So I think the idea was supposed to be, and I think it was for a long time, that I would just basically double the water. 1 cup, one Kool-Aid packet, 1 cup of sugar, 2 quarts of water, 4 quarts of water. I would double the water and dilute it. And I figured, you know, that would help me reduce my sugar, blah, blah. And it's not bad, I got used to it. But I think since I got back, or I'm not sure when it started, yesterday, I realized that I was using 2 packs of Kool-Aid, 1 pack, 1 cup of sugar, and 4 quarts of water. Doubling the water, not doubling, making it the way it should be made, but with less 1 cup of sugar, but half the sugar. So that would be the same as making 2 quarts with a half a cup of sugar. So no. Yeah, that would be like making 2 quarts with a half a cup of sugar. I'm not sure when I got into the habit or practice or fell into using 2 packs of Kool-Aid. I can't remember when that happened or when that started or how it started. I think it might have been at my daughter's house, because with my daughter's house, I go ahead and make it her way. I use 2 cups of sugar, the standard way, 2 cups of sugar, 2 packs, 4 quarts of water, we fill up a gallon container. And what I do is, I'll drink from that. Everybody wants to be on Jeffery TV. I drink from that and I dilute it. I fill up my glass halfway and fill the other half up with water. So she gets her, sugar-fied Kool-Aid, and I get mine diluted. One time she said she had a friend over and they drank the Kool-Aid and they was like, wow, this Kool-Aid is good. This Kool-Aid is actually good. It was because they was drinking the Kool-Aid I made. And they said, you be putting too much sugar in your Kool-Aid. I'm like, I told you. Try to tell you. You don't listen to me. I've had the experience. I know you hard-headed like I used to be. And don't want to listen to nobody. They want to do things independent. And didn't want to rely or to be dependent on anybody for anything. Didn't want to even get in that habit. I know, I've been there. That used to be me. That used to be me. But, so now so today, and I definitely used 2 packs yesterday. So I'm gonna see how that tastes. 2 packs, and I used like a cherry and a black cherry. The object what was good was blue lemonade and lemonade, or grape and lemonade at my sister's house. Take a grape one and a lemonade one, mix them together, woo! It was good. It came out with a nice little tart, little good taste. I nailed a couple of them. We both said, wow. We both was like, yeah, wow. This is good, whatever I did. She asked me, which one did you use? I was like, I forget. And she said when she make her Kool-Aid, she try to mix a lemonade, take a lemonade and mix it with a cherry or a punch or something like that. Because we make 4 quarts. Because I drink that stuff. I drink it. That's why I started diluting it. Because I was drinking, oh my God, I've been drinking Kool-Aid. Anyway, happy Friday, boys and girls. I feel good. We'll see how long this lasts. And shit, I started the waiver. I still got my prescription of Zoloft. I start taking it. I mean, would I? Yeah, I would. I mean, I definitely would. Anything, because this is important. This job and this position and continuing it, this is a big deal. So that's why I'm very excited to feel the way I do. At least today, one day at a time, at least today. And I was telling somebody at work, about how they sent me to a therapist. And, I talked to the therapist to that, and how they were teaching me coping skills. And her reaction was just like mine. Coping means that there's something that's going on that you're not gonna be able to, fix or change or whatever. And it teaches you how to cope with it, how to live with it. Her reaction was the same as mine, like, no. But if you think about it, my situation really couldn't be changed unless, change jobs or something like that. So they start teaching you coping skills, and her reaction was exactly the same. What? Coping? What do you mean? That ain't how you fix it. I want to fix the problem, not learn how to live with it. I was like, yeah. Yep. And then, but from my perspective, a lot of times, it's all on me. The responsibility is all on me. So I got to do what I got to do. And I try to take all the responsibility off the external, anything external. I got to adjust to make myself happy. That's the priority. Or that's my usual go-to. That's what I usually look to first. What do I need to do to make this work? Don't rely or expect anything from anybody else. What can I do in lieu of everything around me? You know, put this solution in my hand. What solution can I do in my own hands that I have? So the coping, so it was really interesting when they said, we're gonna teach you how to coping skills. But I feel good. It's Friday. Got 2 days off. Tomorrow, there's no NBA. It's the football. Beautiful weather. We'll see. We'll see what I can do tomorrow. Should have a recording session. But we'll see. We'll see. I really should have. We'll go see my mother. I might go visit my mother. We'll see. We'll see. I'm quite by ear. Because I left my moisturizer out there. Even though I got some other moisturizer. I went to Ralph's. I said, well, I'm here at Ralph's. Let me go see what kind of moisturizer they got. You know. Because instead of going to Walmart and getting a good price on, the best price, instead of driving that far, just, go in the store and maybe pay a couple extra dollars. Save gas money and time to pick up something in the store that I'm already in. And they had this on sale. They had this kind of Kroger brand or something. Lotion. On sale. Usually $10.99, it was like $3.99 or something like that. I wanted to go back and get the other bottle. Once I tried it, it seems to be doing the thing. It's either doing the thing or my skin is better now. Because it was a time my skin was damn near white. My legs and stuff be so dry, they'd be white. So dry, my skin would hurt. And it took a while. Even when I put on moisturizer, it like sucked it all up and go right back being dry in an hour. But now I can go a couple of days without moisturizing. And my skin still be a little bit brown, not all dry. So I think in the long run, I repaired and healed my skin. You just gotta maintain it. To whereas I may or may not have to moisturize every day with the heavy stuff. Cause I got some heavy stuff. I had Cerave, some heavy, I was using shea butter, which was too much. Cetaphil, those real moisturizers. And now I got some stuff, Equate from Kmart or whatever. It's so thick, it's almost like a cream. I wonder if I had to read the bottle. I had to read the can. Is this a moisturizing cream? They said it's so hard to put on. It's like I might need to dilute this with some coconut oil or something. I gotta do my shea butter. Cause it's too much. Too thick. Moisturizing after you shower, that's a lot of work. Trying to get that stuff all over your body. That's another 2-3 minutes. You gotta strain and bend over and do this and do that. My God. But I'm good. I'm good. It really does feel good to feel renewed at work. Like I said, one day at a time, we'll see how I feel today. I'm not going there. And a couple of times I logged in early. I went available early, like a minute or two before my break was done. I'm like, I'm ready. I want to keep that kind of mentality. Not to where I'm sitting there dreading when I gotta start answering the phones. Let's go in there, cut it on, and go through it, Because the mindset is, it's nothing to dread. Hey, I might as well start now, no big deal. As before, I'd wait till that last second. and dread. And I'm glad I don't want to go back there. Yeah, a couple times I said, yeah, I still got a minute or two left on my break. Don't matter. Let me just go ahead. Don't matter. Let me go ahead and pop in. You know. So we'll see. We'll see today. See if I can get some other kind of momentum. Whatever kind. Let me flip this over and clean my nose. Just in case I need to clean my nose. I don't know if it's allergies. I don't think it's allergies. It's probably just dry weather. You know. The other thing I was also thinking too is my intro and outro. I might stop doing that. The outro's got too long. Maybe just do it every now and then. The intro, I was just gonna stop it. Just cut on and start talking, but I thought you kind of want to get a header or buffer to the video. People cut it on. You don't want to be like talking about the subject. Give the video time to load or whatever. People get themselves together. So the intro is not too long. The outro might need to be abbreviated. We'll see. But it's become such a trend now that I don't know if I can give it up until the fact that where I made a video and I stopped it for some reason. I think it was raining or something. I stopped it and was gonna do the outro later, and I didn't. But before I posted it, I went and found an outro I did previously and actually edited it on there, actually processed and rendered the video. Went through all those steps, so it's gonna be kind of hard to walk away from that. It's gonna be kind of hard to stop doing that. But I didn't talk about the NBA Finals today. Yeah, I'm not interested. I'm not inclined, I should say, talking about Halliburton and McConnell and SGA. One thing I'll say about SGA though, every time that son bitch get the ball, he get to a spot, he score. He is a machine. Just consistent. He is a good player. He definitely got something. He definitely got something. So every time he get that ball, then get the ball, dribble top of the key, get his one-on-one or whatever, boom, 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 bucket. It's just like he don't be missing. I was like, here we go, there you go. And Indiana didn't have anybody like that. Indiana depended on multiple people scoring. Not that Oklahoma City didn't, but they had a go-to. They definitely had a go-to. And Indiana's go-to definitely wasn't Halliburton, even though he didn't get hurt. Before he got hurt, he'd drive right to the bucket, turn around, pass it. I'm like, dude, right there, take the shot. That just ain't his game. Yeah, he hit his game, but he had a couple big game winners. So that kind of, promoted him to be the star. And maybe even the leader of the team. But a scorer, he is not. All right. All right. All right. Slept kind of weird last night, so it might be a bit, not sleepy, but may take some time to wake up. I wouldn't quite say I was sleepy, because I did get a bunch of sleep. It was just on and off. Woke up in the middle of the night last night, went and got some watermelon and potato chips in the bed. So good. Like 3 o'clock in the morning. Didn't have to get up till 9, so you know, I definitely got the hours. Definitely got the hours in. Just some sleep was broken up. That probably means something or has something to do with something or the other. Anyhow. Ouch. Swinging on y'all. 2 times. For me, for the funk. And for every elementary particle that is ever existed, any atom in this or in the universe that ever was, is, or will be, the totality of it all, theory of universe. Hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffery.